What's up, party people? It's Keys Dan with RadioWhat.com, DJLittleRock.com, coming to you live and in living color from the Radio What studios. And this is my podcast, What Makes You Famous? It's an extension of the RadioWhat.com internet radio station that I've been running for quite some time. And if you need DJ services, where do I always send you? DJLittleRock.com. One more time, DJLittleRock.com. Check availability and get a free price quote, and maybe you could have me at your next event. You know I like to party with the people. The people need to be entertained. Are you not entertained? Let me entertain you. Speaking of entertainment, today on the program, Inf Grizzy, IG, hip-hop artist from New Jersey, from Toms River, New Jersey. Yeah, that man's been around for quite some time. You're going to get to know a little bit more about Inf Grizzy. Follow him around. Oh, yeah. This week's shows, let's see. On Friday night, I will be at my usual Friday night gig, the Rab in Conway, Arkansas, the Video Dance Party Karaoke Jam. Yes, I said karaoke. You're the stars of the show. It's a little concert starring each and every one of you. They got a full bar, the kitchen's open, pool tables. In fact, they got a pool tournament on Friday night. So if you want to try your hand at playing pool, if you think you're good enough and you might be able to make some money while you're waiting to sing on stage right next to me. Video Dance Party. And I want to put emphasis on the dance. It's not just karaoke. I'll put some songs on. I'll probably put some Inf Grizzy songs on and let the people groove to that on the dance floor. I appreciate that so much. And then on Saturday, oh, wait a minute. I got an open day on Saturday. I think I'm going to take the family over to the barbecue joint down towards Cabot in Arkansas. Ooh, yeah. It's barbecue time this weekend. So after I rock the house at the Rab, get a little bit of sleep, I'm going to go have some barbecue. Unless somebody wants to hire me out for a Saturday, I'm sure the family will be okay if I go out at night and rock the house at one place or another. I appreciate that. So I'm available on this Saturday if you'd like to hire me out. All right, party people. That's it for the intro. Let's get into it with Inf Grizzy. I got him on Skype, so if you're listening to the audio version, I encourage you to check out the video version on my YouTube page, youtube.com/user/keysdan. Skyping Inf Grizzy now.
Look at that. Yeah.
Oh, the man's got merchandise. Merchandise. That's the way that you can support your local musician or any musician, really, is merchandising. Because streaming on Spotify and Apple and all these streaming services, you're making 0.0 cents per stream. 0.00.
Absolutely.
How do you cut a penny into pieces? Little shavings of pennies. Every time you listen to a song, an Inf Grizzy, you know what? Inf Grizzy. I have no idea what to call you. IG Grizzy, Mr. the Grizzy, Inf Grizzy, Inf Grizzy. It's all about branding.
You could call me IG.
IG. I like that. You and Instagram sharing initials, and that makes it real nice, man. But the branding is what the kids are into today. I guess there's always been branding since the beginning of time, since people were promoting themselves, kings and queens all over the world promoting themselves. Absolutely. But now it's branding on social media. So you have to come up with one thing, Inf Grizzy, boom, put that together, #, and that is how you find Inf Grizzy. Man, good to know you. Keys Dan here. Good to see you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to have you on the What Makes You Famous podcast. If you're listening to the audio version, I encourage you to check out the video version on my YouTube page, and you can find the Grizz right there. Mr. Grizzy, IG. And, I got to know a little bit. I don't know a lot about New Jersey. I remember that Joe Piscopo used to do this thing where he was the guy from Jersey. I'm from Jersey. Are you from Jersey? I live near a chemical plant. I mean, that was the only thing that I knew about New Jersey growing up. And then I guess, Chris Christie doing his thing with banning bridges or something. But all right.
Yeah, it's weird.
But Mr. Grizzy, IG, tell me about you, man. Tell me about you as a little person, a little baby Grizz. Where were you growing up, man? Tell me about you.
I grew up from Lakewood, New Jersey. That's my hometown. I moved to Toms River when I was young, when I was back in '96. I did fifth grade there. So from fifth grade and up, that's when, I was in Toms River. So honestly, people say, yo, you rep Toms River? Well, I started there when I was young too. So, I got both areas where I rep some. So, but I ain't gonna never forget my hometown because that's where I'm from, Lakewood, New Jersey. You know what I mean? Shout out to Lakewood, but I got to rep somewhere else now. You know what I mean? Where I'm really been from. You know what I mean? So, Toms River is interesting. I grew up with like a lot of rich kids and I grew up with a lot of poor kids. I never look at none of the kids like differently. You know what I mean? We all been friends. We all did the same things. We all walked to the movies together, to the mall. We all hung out, did a lot of things fun together back in the day. So, I really can't complain. You know what I mean? I'm not judgmental. I don't judge any other kids or people at all because that's not who I am. You know what I mean? So, I love everybody equally. This is why I'm Inf Grizzy.
Grizz, you grew up in the 90s. I grew up in the 70s and 80s. I guess I graduated in the middle of the 80s, but we still played outside. So, right. Rich, poor, it don't matter. Kids are kids, especially around fifth grade, sixth grade. You're still innocent. You're still thinking about sports and maybe you're starting to think about girls a little bit, but for the most part, you're playing with your G.I. Joes with his Kung Fu grip and trying to, build forts and light stuff on fire and jump ramps with your bicycle. I mean, this is all me projecting what I was doing when I was a kid. Right. But, tell me, were you playing outside or?
Absolutely. Like, I'm a 80s baby. You know what I mean? I was born in 86. So, I already know how that breakdown goes. When I was young, we didn't have like electronics like today. You know what I mean? So we used to just be outside, play kickball, hide and seek, Power Rangers. I ain't gonna hold you. I used to play Power Rangers. It was fun. You know what I mean? What else we did? We did a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? As kids growing up, we did things differently. We just went to the field, just played kickball instead of baseball. You know what I mean? Did things different. It was fun when I was growing up, but now things is different now.
So I'm gonna liken
attached to.
I'm gonna liken your. Go ahead. Sorry.
Electronics and all. I got to break my kids out of that.
Well, IG, I'm gonna liken your Power Rangers to my GI Joes because I remember playing with the GI Joes and I think I never really got too much into Power Rangers, but I know that the kids that did had their favorite Power Ranger. You always had, oh no, I'm green, I'm white. No, I'm black, I'm yellow. No, I'm pink, I'm whatever. You had different colors and everybody had their own style, kind of like Ninja Turtles. They had their own favorites. I never got so close to where I can find their personalities and figure out who was the best one that fit my style, my personality. Who was your Power Ranger, if you know?
Tommy.
Which was?
The Green Ranger.
Green Ranger. Okay, I've heard a lot of good things about him.
So, but he transferred to white, I think. He transferred to the White Ranger. So, he was the one that was above all of them. You know what I mean? He was always the one that was just going into everything. He didn't even care, He was the strongest one out of all of them. So.
Okay, so you aspire to be the leader. You aspire to be the best that you can be. All right, that tells me a little bit about you. Even from a young age, you were thinking, hey, if you're going to do something, do it well. Be the best at it.
Exactly.
I mean, well, tell me what gave you the inkling that you had the gift of gab? Were you into poetry when you were a kid? Were you getting yourself out of fights? I remember I saw House Party with Kid and Play, and one of the things that they told him when he happened to go to jail was, tell jokes or to get yourself out of trouble. Right. And he didn't know how to do jokes. So Kid said, well, let me do some rapping to try to get out of that. But tell me what told you had the ability for the gift of gab, being an MC.
Honestly, it started when I was in like fifth grade. To be honest with you, was it fifth grade? Yeah, fifth grade. I had a crush on this chick, and then when time went by, it went to seventh grade. So that's when I started writing like love letters, but I turned them into rhymes. It's weird how I'm saying it. I don't know how it came about, but I just started rapping it to her in the hallway in middle school. So I was like, all right, I like that. And then from there, I just kept doing it and doing it. And then that's when I feel like, I could become a rapper.
See,
you know what I mean? And then it finally happened.
Fifth grade sounds like a turning point for you.
And then, boom, ever since then.
Yeah, fifth grade sounds like a turning point for you. That sounds like a time when you moved from one town to another. Now, was the first town, your hometown, was that smaller than Tom's River? Was that a smaller place?
Yeah, that's actually smaller. Tom's River is like big. It's big but small because everybody know each other there.
Which can be good and can be bad at the same time. Because, if something goes wrong, people are going to help you out. But also, they're going to know all your business as well. And that can be troublesome, man. But, you're making these rhymes. And, hey, it's not uncommon for men, a heterosexual man to do something to impress a girl. Yes. What do we do on this world? Pretty much everything to impress the ladies. Okay. And that's what propagates the species. That's what makes the world go round, man. Boys and girls getting together. I appreciate that. But, do you remember some of those early rhymes? Because I remember the rhymes back in the 80s were a whole lot cleaner than the rhymes. I guess 2 Live Crew was the one that changed the game and just started saying, you know what? I think we could filter this up a little bit and say what we really mean. Instead of saying, I'm the best from the east to the west. I got the mouth from the north to the south. That was in the early days. And then, and then 2 Live Crew said, no, we're going to switch that up. But, who were you emulating? Who were you thinking about when you were doing your rhymes?
LL Cool J.
If you're gonna do it, do it well, man.
The mastermind, the love song.
Yes, Lady Lover, Cool James, man. That's one that, yes, he's eternal, man. And even as an actor, he's become somewhat of an icon. Not just rapping, but the modeling, the acting, doing it all, man, and doing it well. Because I know that's one of his songs, doing it and doing it and doing it well. My favorite is Rock the Bells. That's got the best
was a good
jam
one too. He smashed that.
Oh my gosh! Absolutely. It just had that ring to it, ding 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 ding. Just all the rings that beat, and I can't remember who he sampled because. Yes, back in those days, we did not have beats. We did not have FL Studio, Fruity Loops. We did not have beats that were made for us. We had records that had little instrumental parts that me, the DJ, would play, and then the rapper, the MC, would rap over. That was what we were doing. But when you're in the 90s, you still. Man, I guess you still have to find instrumentals. What are you rapping over? What's the first time that you're recording your music and putting it down for the people?
I use Pro Tools.
Like you're doing it now. I'm talking about back in the 90s. Were you
back in the 90s?
Were you trying to take it on stage? Were you trying to what were you trying to do with your rap besides loving the ladies?
I just used to go to the mall and freestyle and stuff like that.
Like in the middle of the mall?
You know what I mean? That, like, not the middle of the mall, but like, we go to the mall. It'd be a bunch of us outside of the mall. And then we freestyle outside by the doors when people walk in. And then the main part, like, we walk to the movie theater that's across the street. And then it'd be swarm with people. We all freestyling out there. Like, it was amazing. Like, it was the best experience of my life when I started, you know what I mean, coming up. And then that's how I built my fan base and how I built my name up, because I was always at the movie theater freestyling with other artists and stuff like that. And it was fun. Yeah.
Every small town has got to have that kind of a corner, that has the ability to have a lot of people showing up from time to time. I remember mine in Fort Lauderdale where I went to high school. I had, let's see, it was a video game parlor right next to a record store. And behind that was the movie theater.
Yeah.
So a ton of people, Friday and Saturday nights, you had everybody gathering, all your local friends, neighbors, everybody that was anybody was gathering in that spot. And you have a captive audience, man. If you got people waiting in line to go see a movie, maybe you could exercise your wares. And what was the response of the people that were in line when you were doing your thing?
They loved it. You know, some of them was like, yeah. You know what I mean? But a lot of people show love and support. But from there, I took that as my advantage. I'm like, all right, so I need to work on things. And then from there, that's when I started just working on my craft heavy. Now I'm like, all right, I'm going to prove these people wrong who I really am. You know what I mean? And this is who I am today.
Well, what you were talking about was the haters. The haters gonna hate, and I never met a hater that's been doing better than me. But you know, as soon as I don't know why that's human nature. When you see somebody that's achieving a goal that maybe you would like to do, you try to knock them down. No, instead of knocking them down, clap for them, man. There's room for everybody. You know, they'll put their hands down and lift you up. Don't look down on anybody unless you're trying to lift them up and you know, and help them up to a better situation. There's room for everybody. We all got to get along in this world for sure.
Absolutely. That's the type of people that be like, that don't care about themselves. So they want to bring everybody else down with them. And, you know, I separated myself from that.
Well, that's
you know
good.
what I mean? I can't have none of that negativity around me. I know I came around like positivity with a bunch of positive people. Like when I found out like few people in my circle was, you know, doing something kind of shady. So I just had to back away from them. I love you from afar, but, you know, continue doing what you're doing. Much love to you. I hope you succeed. I'm just going to do me on my own, you know, and this is what I've been doing ever since. So,
yeah, you got to wish them all the luck in the world, man, doing what they do, especially if it's something a little bit shady, maybe on the wrong side of the law. You know, it's tough, man. You know, I've you know, there's been times when, especially when you're a kid, you're trying to push out your boundaries. First, you're trying to push it out with your mom and dad, sisters and brothers, trying to push those boundaries out. And then once you get out into the world, you try to push those boundaries. And, you know, John Q. Law is going to come over and say, boo, nope, don't do that. Don't do that. And you got to say, yes, sir, no, sir, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. And then move the other way, you know, and try to ease on by and stay within the lines. But, you know, if you don't learn those lessons, then trouble's going to happen. Trouble's going to ensue. Maybe harsher lessons will be learned. But,
absolutely,
you know, you have this gift of gab. You have the ability. Before we go any further, man, I'm looking through all your YouTube videos, and I encourage people, hey, head over to the YouTube. It's the Inf Grizzy. That's pretty easy. Just look up Inf Grizzy, shove all those letters together, and you'll find the YouTube. But there's one song, man, and I know when I've talked to people on this podcast, especially musicians, if you want to live forever, if you want to have longevity with a song, create a Christmas record. Well, you did, man. You did. You come up with Bad Santa. I don't know if that's going to be playing at the local mall, at your local grocery store, in the middle of the store, but it is one heck of a song. What made you say, hey, Bad Santa, that's going to be my Christmas record? Tell me about that.
I don't know. Like one night, man, I was just laying down, and then I was listening to that beat. And then I laid down and the beat just stuck in my head. And I'm like, oh, this could be like a Christmas anthem or something. You know what I mean? And then this was what, last year, 2 years ago when we created it. I don't know. I just started writing like a line in my head. And then out of nowhere, it just came together. I'm like, wow, like, all right. So the next day I put the beat on and then I'm listening to it again. And then I sit down on the couch, just visioning, like, all right, Bad Santa. Every kid's gonna think that Santa Claus is fake. You know what I mean? So I'm like, you know what? I don't want to bust the bubble to them, but you know, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. So I was like, all right, I created Bad Santa, and then I hit my man up from Florida. he was like, yo, I'll jump on it with you. So he wrote his verse quick too, and then boom, we recorded our verses. But the thing is crazy about that song is our production engineer, he was busy with family. And I'm like, damn, we about to miss Christmas, so we might not even put the video out for Christmas because it's not mixed and mastered yet. So I'm bugging my man. I'm begging him. I'm like, please, can you just get this song done? Just for me, just this one time. He's like, I got you. Oh, thank God that he did. So he did his thing, tweaked it up, put everything in place, the jingle bells at the end and all that. And then sent it to the mastering engineer. Then boom, came together with the video. Got it there. I think it was Christmas morning. Believe it was Christmas Eve or Christmas morning. It was one of them. But we got it on late, but it still did good though. So.
See, that's fantastic, man. You know, you say that you were born in '86, and I graduated in '86, so I'm a child of MTV, and I remember when MTV used to play music videos. So yeah, hey, for my listener, MTV used to play music videos. Believe that? How about that? But I appreciate that you took the time to make a music video. It's got Grinches, got Santa Claus, got guys with wearing bells with weird stuff on their heads and stuff. And it's real Christmassy, man. And when I'm doing parties for adults, like adult Christmas parties, I'm always looking for a song to play. How many times can you play Christmas in Hollis, Run DMC? Exactly. How many times can you play that? No. But I got this one for next year for sure. That's going to go on rotation when I'm doing Christmas parties. It's Inf Grizzy and MIC. I guess that's a guy from Miami. I'm from Miami.
Yeah. It's crazy too. Like, I shot that video. Well, me and my girl shot the video ourselves. You know what I mean? Most of the videos that you see on there, I shot myself.
No kidding.
I shot by myself. My Life, I shot by myself. Non-stop Vaping, I shot by myself. Take My Time, the one that's about to drop August 1st.
Yes.
I shot myself. So, yeah, videos I shot myself. So
I think besides doing the rapping, doing the MCing, you have another career, man. You can make music videos for sure because these are quality.
Absolutely.
I mean, some people put out music videos and they'll find some B-roll. It's a song about the beach. Well, let me shoot some B-roll of the beach and just sing over it. Right. Bam, bam. No, your video is edited. It's not just you on one stage, maybe in one scene. No, it's several different scenes. How are you putting this together? Yeah. How did you figure out how to do that? How did you learn how to edit?
Well, the editing process, I sent all the footage to my guy, and my guy, he edits it for me. He's nice. He's a monster.
Well, it's nice to say my guy,
so much.
But I want you to give credit where credit is due. I'm going to give you a chance at the end of this to do a lot of shout outs. But throughout this, I want you to give shout outs to the people. MIC was helping you out on that Bad Santa. Who's helping you to put the videos together?
Oh, my man. What's the name? Pun.
Pun. Now, how do we get a hold of him, man? I'm going to have to get some links. I'm going to have to get some numbers, some digits, some email addresses. That way people that want to follow in your footsteps. Esque Visuals. That way people that want to follow in your footsteps and want to learn how to be Inf Grizzy, IG. They want to learn how to be you, learn how to get to this level, because you started... Man, shoot, if I just watch the videos, it's 9 years ago that you've been grinding on YouTube, and I'm sure you've been grinding a whole lot longer than that. It's just a matter of, this YouTube platform came out, so you have the ability to share it with the world. And I see that you're getting some traction there. You're getting some people that are watching that and enjoying it. This first one, what's Dying Soldiers, R.I.P. That is... Man, that's
that was a while ago. Yeah, that was what beat was that? That was a Eminem beat, I believe, or one of his crew beats.
Let's see. Let's give it a little.
Put that together. It's all about soldiers.
You see the sparks fly, family is fine. Things never gonna be the same.
Ooh, that is hot, man. That's high, and it's dedicated to the soldiers. Did you have any soldiers in your family, or you were a soldier?
No, I wasn't a soldier. I knew a lot of soldiers that comes in the stores where like I used to work at and all that, and I showed them love and I appreciate them fighting for our country and stuff like that. So
I know.
Much love to them.
I'm going to guess that you and myself both wish that we didn't have to have an army that had to be fighting each other. Can we have just people that go off and help other people? I mean, we got the homeless folks and people that are, hungry for food. If we could send that army out just to help them build their bridges and get their food, that would be great, man. Why are we fighting?
Absolutely.
Why are we fighting? I know that fighting is inevitable. I know fighting is inevitable. Do you have any brothers and sisters?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. Did you ever fight with them when you were growing up?
No.
Wait a minute.
No.
You had some kind of computer chip in your head, because I know I used to fight with my brother all the time.
A little arguments, but fighting what? No. Never did that.
Well, tell me about your brothers and sisters, since we're on that subject, man. What are they up to? What kind of work?
Honestly, I have two brothers that I grew up with living with me. My sister and my other brother is in Connecticut from my dad's side. R.I.P. to my dad. He passed away with her. I haven't talked to my brother and sister in a long time. I finally got in contact with them, and I finally seen them. Well, I seen my sister out of a while. Me and her are totally different. You know what I mean? I'm one of them like street dudes or whatever you want to call it. She's the goody one. That's like a teacher. She's a substitute teacher in Connecticut and all that. Shout out to her. Much love to her, though. She's doing her thing. And I met her, family side, like her husband and all that. He's a good guy. I'm pretty sure he was in the Marines or Army or something like that. I don't know. I don't want to say something wrong here, but I'm pretty sure, though, it's one of them. But yeah, shout out to my sister. She's doing her thing as a teacher. Much love to her. Shout out to my brother too. We chopped it up on social media. Much love to them. I still love them, no matter how far we are, or whatever the case may be. I love them. So, my two brothers that I grew up with, they got big now. My one brother, New Breed, he came up as me. Because ever since he seen me rapping, he started rapping. We started off in our parents' basement. I got a little program. Me and him just started writing songs. He started young because he kept seeing me do it. So he took after me. So I'm passing the torch to him. So now he's doing very well right now as an artist. And, it's a blessing to see a brother of yours grow. You know what I mean? From seeing what you did. And he's taking your steps, and it's a blessing for that. And my younger brother, D'Angelo, he works for healthcare systems and all that. So big ups to him too. Much love to my brothers and my family. My family, we came from a poor side, but, as years went by, we developed as, center rights of, living wealth. We're not rich, not poor. We just there. We right there in the center. And it's a blessing, for my family. We grew up from a good side of a household. Nothing bad, nothing crazy, no items being thrown at your forehead or anything like that. Thank God for that. Yeah. So basically, I came from a good household family, So shout out to them and much love to them too.
CIG, that's a good thing, man. As soon as you said Connecticut, I knew it was a whole nother level. You think about the whole state of Connecticut, it's a lot different than Jersey. Okay. So yeah, I understand that completely. Just moving here from Miami, Florida to Conway, Arkansas is a whole different thing. But I know how families are, man. Families do spread out from time to time. We all grew up in South Florida and Miami, the Florida Keys, but then the whole family, as we get out and start growing, we kind of progress out. My brother's all the way up in Washington.
Absolutely.
My mom's in Tennessee. My grandma still kicking it in Key Largo. So I know we spread out, but we try to keep in touch with each other on the phone from time to time. I realize now I didn't give my weekly phone call to my mama. You got to call your mama. You got to call your brother and sisters. Oh my goodness. And keep track of them. I'm glad that you were a good brother, man. And you have a brother that followed in your footsteps. That tells me something that you're someone to look up to. You're someone to admire, to appreciate. And all the people that were at the movie theater saying, "Oh, you're all right. He's all right." No, they appreciated you. You were doing something good, and that was just the little tidbits. That was just the little pieces that became what you're doing today. But I got 9 years worth of content on your YouTube page, and even beyond. I have all these different links that KC Deller sent me. How do you know KC Deller, man?
Well, I met Casey through my manager, Pasquale. He introduced me to him. Me and Casey have been rocking ever since when I dropped my first album, Addicted. He came aboard helping with that, and I appreciate Casey so much for that. Shout out to everybody that had a lot to do with the album too. Y'all much appreciated. I'm gonna shout y'all out at the end though. Gotcha.
Well, yeah, he's got that One Stop Records, man. Casey it's like a bundle of energy.
Yeah, every
time I talk to him, he's like, he's got so many things on his mind, and he wants to tell me every one of those things within 5 minutes. I'm like, dude, take your time. That's
Casey for you.
But you need to have that energy. You need to have that type of a person that can keep you going, always clapping for you. Like I said before.
Absolutely.
The reason I got into radio was to help the community. And the reason I got into podcast was, help the world, even more of the community. Yeah. You can make a couple bucks doing this kind of a job, but you're not going to get rich most of the time. The only people that are getting rich are the people that are already rich, the celebrities. They're the ones that are making all that money already. But what you want to do is you want to keep grinding. And what you're doing is you're grinding. You keep doing it. Now, when you're writing your songs, are you memorizing? Are you writing on notepads? Are you writing on your computer? I don't know how these kids today are writing their stuff, man. Is it a program that you could just speak into? How do you do it?
Back in the day, I used to write in a notebook. I had a whole bunch of notebooks stacked. Like, I'm talking stacks. I was like, I'm tired of writing in notebooks. So cell phones was a lie. Put the notepad on my phone. Everywhere I go, boop, 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 writing a line. Store it for later. Writing another one. Boop, 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 boop. Store it for later. So I just continue doing that, and then that's what works for me. Writing in my notes on my cell phone. I'm pretty sure other artists do the same thing. I think that's the easiest way to do it now.
I do miss writing things down, though. I miss the ability to write things down. There's more of a chance that you're going to remember the stuff that you write down rather than the stuff that you put in your phone. Pictures. Yeah. Pictures is one thing. I used to have pictures all over my wall when I was growing up. I don't think I've printed a picture in more than 20 years. Everything is living on my cell phone. I need to put more pictures on the wall. I'm looking in front of me. I got a bare wall. There's a picture of Batman, Superman, some of the artists that I've talked to over there, but for the most part, blank wall. No pictures of my family, friends. They're all living on my social media, Absolutely. My favorite De La Soul song was Potholes in My Lawn, where he would bury all of his notebooks, and people would dig them up. Mm-hmm. People would dig them up metaphorically and steal his rhymes. You ever had anybody steal your rhymes? Wow. You ever steal somebody's rhymes?
No. I can't do it. I can't.
Well, I remember.
Honestly, I feel that's disrespectful. You know what I mean? Like, take somebody else's craft and try to make it yours. Nah. If I ain't created, I don't want it.
Well, I do feel that with people that are creating, all over the world with 8 billion people on this planet, there's going to be at least 2 or 3 that are going to be thinking the exact same things. So you might come up with material that's pretty close to the other guys. I've seen, I don't know whether it's thievery or not. I've seen times where in the same year, you'll have 2, maybe 3 movies that are exactly the same. How come there's like 3 movies about dinosaurs exactly the same? How about that? You know, it's weird, you know, but did one find the other one's project and steal it? Or did they both think of the same idea and just come up with it and go film it? I don't know. The same thing with music. You're going to find 2 or 3 songs that are the same. Although I think about some of the country music, it seems like it's a formula. It's beer. It's a truck. It's a girl. It's it's fishing. You know, it gets to be a formula. Do you ever find yourself in a rut to where you go, where you lack it, you lose inspiration and you start writing about, I don't know, whatever's next to you, this mouse pad, this controller over here. What?
Honestly, like I lost that. It's sometimes like it's a lot of times I call writer's block. I can't even think sometimes. So like when I'm on the way to work, because I travel a little distance away to go to work. When I'm on the parkway, I'm just looking at the trees. I'm like, all right, I could use the trees. I could use the sky. I could look at the sun and see the sun. Anything that's right there in front of you, you could use and just put in your rhymes. Like the roads, the lines in the roads, guardrails, anything. Anything could come to light when you like really put your mind to it and just jot it down and use it as ideas, you know what I mean? And then that'll transform your thoughts. Like, yo, I could do that. I'm gonna put that in a rhyme. Or like you look at a bank or something, or you see Dunkin' Donuts or McDonald's. Anything is possible you could put in your rhyme. And it's weird how you could do that, but it's true.
Yeah, what did I hear? Isn't there a song called Waffle House now? Oh my gosh.
I never heard it.
Yeah, I think it just came out. And I'm looking through, because I'm always trying to keep up with the new music, trying to keep up with these kids. Because I'm in my 50s and I'm thinking, am I getting too old to be a DJ? No. As soon as I do a prom or a Sweet 16 and I rock the house, I'll go, I guess I did okay. Keep going. But, and that's the same with you. Once you get to a certain age, you're like, am I too old? Am I out of touch? No, you keep going. Being a creative like yourself, man, you can sing till they put you in that box, man. You can sing until the end, man. You'll be rapping in that bed going, beep, So I imagine you're going to be keep going and going. Now, while you're driving and looking at trees and not paying attention to the road, be careful. Be very careful.
Oh, no. You won't see that when you just driving anyway.
Yeah,
it's like right there in your provincials. You know what I mean?
That's
right
true.
There.
Once you get to what, especially if you're doing a route that you do all the time, home to work. Sometimes it's like you zone out. Sometimes you forget, how did I get here? Man, did I take the parkway or did I take a back road? I don't remember how I got here. Right. But meanwhile, it's a good time to think.
That happened a few times.
Now, that's another thing is I have my cell phone. I have a holder that if I just push one button or if I even just speak, boom, record this. Well, it'll record whatever I'm saying. So if I have a note for myself, is that something that you do? Do you make little demo raps while you're driving?
Nah. I always thought about doing it though. I do things different. Like when I'm home, I just pop up my Pro Tools, put the beat on there, and just let the beat repeat itself on Pro Tools. When I'm writing down, I write down probably like 4 bars, and then I record it, and then I let that rock, leave it there. And then I let that play. And then I'll create more lines after that, like freestyling in my mind. But, I already got that first 4 bars down. So now I got to figure the next 4 bars. Boom, da-da-da-da. I do that. And then I lay that down. And then boom, now I got 8 bars. So now I'm going to do the next one up to 16. And that's how I do it. And then I go back and edit it. You know what I mean? I write it all on my phone. Then I'm like, all right, I don't like that. So now it's time to change it up. I'm gonna switch it up, and then boom, that's how I create my music.
Man, I talk to a lot of singer songwriters and creators of all kinds, like comedians. You know, they'll wake up in the middle of the night and they'll think of an idea that they had, and they have a notepad or a recording device. You know, pick it up and click that button and say something, and then by the morning they'll forget what they were talking about. What am I talking about tofu and cheese for? What did that mean? Well, you know, do you ever wake up in the middle of the night and go, "Oh, that's a good idea for a rhyme"? And you got to do you have your computer close, or do you have a recording device close?
Nah. Like, if I don't have my computer with me, I'm just gonna have the beat on my phone, and then I just think of a pattern for it, like doom, 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 and then I'm like, I got a melody. You know, I just do it from that, and then boom, that's how a line come up.
Wait a minute.
You know what I mean, it's all about the melody.
Wait a minute, IG. Are you making your own beats too?
No.
Okay. Because that takes a little bit of time right there, man. You could spend days and days trying to put the beats right. Who's making your beats? Are you buying beats from somebody, or who's making the beats for you?
I buy beats from actually a couple producers from overseas hit me up. It's weird. Like, they was like, I seen your Love Is Blind video. I wonder if you could do a song on my beat. I'm like, okay, you know, send me a couple of them. You know, I choose from one. Well, I'm loving it. I'm like, yo, they gave me a few selection. I'm like, wow. I'm like, I'm about to run with this. I'll take advantage of it where I can. You know, it's a blessing for like engineers from like London and all that. They hit me up and say, oh, I got a beat for you. So I got a new beat that I'm working on this song. The song is almost done. It's called What We Do. I think that's a smash banger. It's like a cross of Ja Rule / Ashanti from back in the day when they did like Mesmerize type, or how he put it on me. You know what I mean? It's like that type of era type vibe, but this vibe is today's vibe too.
Yes.
So it's like a cross blend of everything.
Yeah, it's amazing. People think that maybe everything great has already been written. Maybe everything great has already been done. But somebody of today, like in the 90s, they were taking all kinds of genres and putting them together, smashing them together. I know Glee was a real popular TV show in the early 2000s. But in the 90s, they were putting like rap and country and pop and disco and, you know, some kind of music from some other country, you know, some African music with some Arabic music, and people were just mixing and matching it all together. And that just tells you, man, as long as you got the right chord progression, as long as you got the right tunes, it's gonna connect with people, and that's a power that you have, man. Those beats, I had Fruity Loops when it first came out, and I was like, man, this is time consuming, but it's a whole lot of fun. And then I know that there's some producers from all over the world that has really taken that and made it into a business, you know, selling those loops, because a singer-songwriter or rapper needs to have that beat, you know, and you can't do it all by yourself. It's nice that you're giving shout outs and you're letting people know that, hey, you need a team that's helping you out. Now, you already said that you have an agent, a producer, somebody that got you together with Casey Taylor. Who's your producer, and what does he do for you?
Oh, my manager. My manager, Pat, High Rolling Entertainment. He was friends with Casey for a while. As soon as I signed with him, we came aboard. We brought Casey involved. And then ever since Casey been involved, like I said, me and him been tight. I mean, cool. He's a good down to earth guy. And I appreciate all the help that he was doing with the album and stuff like that. He's behind the scenes doing a lot of stuff for me, and I appreciate him a lot, you know?
Well, I appreciate you, IG. Now, I also appreciate on your videos, you're not only putting music out there, you're also giving tips. The latest video is you fixing a washing machine, man. You're cleaning out the filter. Dude. That is amazing that you put that out there. Tell me about that.
Oh, man. Like, I don't know, because I asked my girl, I'm like, did you clean the washing machine lately? It's like, no, I never did it. I'm like, all right. So I'm looking up YouTube videos how you clean like the filters for the washing machine. So I'm Google, I'm looking up the videos, I'm watching the videos. I'm like, all right, I think that looks kind of easy. So I took it apart and like, boom, oh, there it is. It's right. So I did it.
You're giving tips, man.
It was pretty easy.
You're giving hygienic tips. You're saving lives, man. If I watched Lethal Weapon 2, and that's when they first introduced Joe Pesci, and Joe Pesci had to come to their house, and he says, when was the last time you cleaned the filter under the refrigerator? And they go, there's a filter under the refrigerator? So they didn't even know that there was a filter down there that needs to be cleaned. So you got to change. Hey, it's hygiene, man. So that's a good tip. That's a good lesson that you're giving. That's a little 5 minutes of free advice from you to the world.
It is. Instead of going to somebody to try to get it fixed and they're going to charge you like $500 to $1,000, just do it yourself.
Well, that's fantastic, man. Is that what kind of a person you are as well? I mean, beyond the rapping, but beyond when you were rapping to the girls in school, to the honeys, getting them interested. I mean, were you doing any other extracurriculars in school? Were you into sports or were you into anything else? I tried
to do like relay racing back in elementary school. I did it a few times and then I'm like, that ain't for me. I was going to try to do like football or something. I'm like, nah, that ain't for me. So like me, I've just been like the person that gave people advice, throughout high school. Because a lot of people was going through it in their lives, depressed, sad, and every day I'm like, why y'all like that? The world is big enough for you to smile. Just smile. Don't be angry all the time. And when I give people advice, some of them wake up like, and some of them hit me up, be like, look, I appreciate you giving me advice. That mean a lot to me. I thought about what you said and I woke up and I'm doing better today. Some people just really hit me up saying that, like I feel they say I'm an inspiration to them. And, just like with some of my music, a lot of people used to hit me up like a lot. It was like, yo, I like that. This inspired me. It got me going. And it's making me create something now. And I said, look, man, I appreciate the words of wisdom, it means a lot to me. And I appreciate, I could help somebody, grow and become successful.
I appreciate that whole smile thing. Sometimes I feel like I look like I'm crazy because I'm smiling so much. When I first, let's see, I was in Miami, which is kind of a bigger town, and people kind of keep to themselves. Yeah. And people, there's, sometimes they think of it as a plastic city where, people just kind of keep to themselves, like New York, hey, stay to yourself, stay to your side of the street, that kind of thing. But in Key Largo, there was only like a few thousand people living in that town. So I'd say hi to everybody. And then I would take it to the big town and I'd say hi to everybody. And sometimes they look at me like, there's something wrong with that guy. But, you're talking about when you're having problems, when you're feeling down, smile through it, man. Smile through it. It'll all get better.
Go faster.
I think you're right, man. I think you're very right. And you've given me words of wisdom here. You've given the people something to think about. I mean, I know that we only scratched the surface. We haven't talked about a whole lot. You say you're making records. I didn't even know that people made records anymore. I thought it was singles and it was 99 cents on Apple iTunes and that's what you make.
You know what? Like, I've been rapping for a while, so a lot of people was like, when you gonna come out with an album? I really didn't want to come out with an album. I always wanted to do singles. You know what I mean? So I was like, I'll give it a shot with an album. I finally did it, and then boom. But will I make another album? No, I feel like it's not needed. I feel all you need is singles. Each year, a single. Boom, 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 boom. Well, I think you win.
When did you make that album, and how many songs are on it?
It's 15 tracks on it. Dropped the album last June. Yeah, last June. I was on billboards, everything.
Very
Billboard
good.
in South Jersey, Billboard in New York. I'm pretty sure somewhere else, overseas, I believe.
Well, as much as I miss albums and CDs, I don't really miss albums and CDs. I mean, I remember the time, the thing I liked about getting an album, especially when I was on the radio working in the, working on the air, it was, you get the album, you put the platter on the turntables, on your Techniques, and then you take the album cover and it's got the notes, the liner notes, and it'll say, Inf Grizzy. He's an American rapper and hip hop performer from Toms River, New Jersey. And he received fame and recognition in 2022 with his debut album, Addicted. Oh, pretty cool. And this is a track from that album. Bam. And then I put it on the air. And that was something that I used to get. And then CDs, it was a little smaller. Kind of had to put your glasses, maybe a little magnifying glass, and you could see the same thing. But now with singles, man, do you even have artwork? Do you have the liner notes? Do you give a little story, a little taste of where the inspiration for this rap came from? Do you do that?
Honestly, like I really didn't do that. I just started making actually receiving single covers for singles now. Take my time. I don't think it have a singles cover, but I do got a video for it. That's more than anything, so that's good. I got some singles that got some covers for, like the new record Drip I dropped too. That's one of the singles I just dropped. That's on all platforms too, featuring Izzy King. Shout out to him. Who else?
Wait, Grizzy and Izzy?
I'm working on. Yeah, Izzy.
Grizzy and Izzy.
It's crazy, right?
I like that.
Yeah. I really wasn't into like doing single covers, but I did some. I did some for Clap Clap on the album. Did some for To the Bank, I believe. I did quite a few of them. I got some being made right now too for a couple of new records that I'm doing. So, yeah.
Well, I think it's worthwhile for somebody who's very visual like myself, and I'm sure I'm not alone, and I like to know a little bit about the behind the scenes. I know that, Casey sent me this nice bio about you, and I'll put that in the show notes so people can read about it, get an overview of where you are, Bad Santa and Jersey Shore. You got, man, you got some good content out there, some fun songs, and it's not any one type of hip hop. It's not any one type of rap. Sometimes you go slow like Jay-Z. Sometimes you go a little faster. Maybe not as fast as Twista and Busta, but faster. Nobody's as fast as Twista and Busta. No. But keep it. You keep it like Jay-Z, where it's like you just grooving, man. Where you can walk down the street or get on your exercise bike and go, yeah, this is good, man. I'm feeling good after a long day of work. Let me put that on my headphones. Let it roll. Yeah, I like that. And that's the type of music is that what you're making? Music that you want, that you want to hear.
I'm making music for people like that could vibe to it. Just sit back and listen to the lyrics like, yo, I went through that. You know what I mean? So I want people to feel like what other people is feeling. You know what I mean? If your love is blind, you was in love with a chick, she played you, and you trying to prove to her that you trying to be that man for her, but she's not trying to hear it, and she went out and go see somebody else just like that right away. Anybody can relate to that because that person felt that pain and that other person felt that pain just like I did. And it's just like it's like a chain reaction. It's a chain reaction. That's what it basically is. So everybody going through it. So I want people to feel the vibe what I'm going through.
You're making connections, man. People are people all over the world. You're going to find that we're more alike than we are different. You think about, these politics and what's going on all over the world. People are fighting. Absolutely. You're like, man, we all want the same thing. If we could just step back for a second and figure out, oh, wait, I got this and you need that. Well, I need that. So let me give you some of this so I can get some of that and we'll be all right. You know, we got to figure out that we are all pretty much the same, man. But there is a whole lot more substance in your songs than just the trees and the buildings on the side of the parkway. There's a lot more. There's a lot more to you, IG. A lot more, man. I like that.
It's deeper. It's deeper than that. You know what I mean? Because how to explain it? Like, being surrounded by like negative people and like you getting caught up in the wrong situations in life will definitely bring you down. You know what I mean? So that's why I wrote Take My Time, because I really went through it. And those lyrics in there is deep. You know what I mean? If anybody that's going through it, they going to feel that, you know, because I really felt that. And then, like, I don't know, I wrote that song, I wrote that quick. I wrote it, I would say, like a day, not even. The first verse I wrote the same day that I felt the beat. And then I guess at midnight, and you could call it the next day, I wrote the second verse and just banged it out. I'm like, you know what? This is it. This is from me. This is from my heart. This is how I'm feeling right now. You know, this is the only way I could clear my mind. Music is my therapy. You know, and I don't need no therapy sessions. Music is my therapy session.
Yeah, that's how I feel about this, man. I'm talking to you. Yep. I'm learning from you. I'm finding out things about you. And, you know, it just kind of makes me think about, you know, how that affect. Oh, I've had that same thing go through my life. I've had, you know, death and you know, being poor, and, you know, I've had some money. I've had no money. I stay here in the middle. You know, that's where most people live, the middle class, you know, so we kind of, you got connections. You've lived in a small town. You lived in a bigger city. I've done the same things. I mean, we've been connected, and that's pretty much what this podcast is, man. It's just making friends, and I hope that we do connect from time to time as time progresses. I mean, what's on the horizon for IG? What's going on in the near future? I know you have a new song that's coming out, and I don't know how with this podcast. As soon as I record them, I mix them down and I put them out in the next couple of days. Some people hold on to them for like weeks and weeks and weeks. And here I'm learning from you again. You know, you got something that's premiering on the 31st. Should I hold this thing to the 31st? No, I'm going to put it out in the next couple of days. So that way people can get it right now. It's like, Christmas. You were talking about Christmas in the beginning of this. You know, my mom, if I would buy her a present in November and I would hand it to her, she'd go, no, wrap it up, put it underneath the tree so I can unwrap it for Christmas. I go, enjoy this right now. I'm giving it to you right now. Why am I going to save it, man? But, you know,
this is the moment right now.
When you say that you're going to drop something on the 31st, it's all put together. Why are you making somebody wait? Is that a strategy?
You know what? I'm making them wait because I feel like they need to wait. I deserve my time. You know what I mean? The reason why I'm putting it out on that day is because we prepping for, you know, album release. You know what I mean? We got a new bio coming out, probably new EPK, posters, stuff like that. So I want everything to drop all at the same time. So that's why we got a set date for it.
Okay. I do get the concept. I know when I was on radio in Miami, we would have CD release parties at the local club, and maybe I would MC that. And maybe we'd have like a simultaneous simulcast on the radio, and maybe we'd have social media on it as well. And it's like, you know, you get that whole big event. You make an event out of it, and maybe people will actually take a listen to that record, and you can get some traction out of it. So I get it. I get the fact of not just releasing. Like there's SoundCloud DJs that will record something on their phone, put it out on SoundCloud right away and get nothing because they did nothing. They really didn't put a lot of effort into it. You take the time to put the song out and to, are you still with me? Okay.
Right.
Yeah, you take the time to put the song out, to mix it, to master it, to get it sounding as clean as possible. And then you put it out to the world, man. I can see that. I can see the advantage to that.
Absolutely.
Anything else going on in the horizon? Anything else you want to talk about?
No, I'm just building up enough material, and like a lot of songs. So one day, if I do ever go on tour or whatever, I got a lot of songs in the arsenal. Ain't no waiting, ain't no, oh, I don't got none. But I'm going to have a lot of songs in the tank. And when it's time to come, that's when I'm going to present everything.
Well, that's how people are making their money. You already showed me you got some merchandise, the cartoon image of you. Absolutely. With IG, with the chain on.
Coming soon.
I like that so much, man. Where can they pick one of those shirts up? Do you have a shop or a website that
Honestly,
they can go to?
I'm in the process of getting shirts made right now. So I'm actually working. I actually work at a vape shop, and I talked to my boss. He said I could put my merch in there. So I think it'd be the best way for me to do it for my merch inside the shop, the vape shop. So,
well, give promo to the vape shop, man. Give promo to the vape shop. He's going to be listening to this.
Man. Shout out to 9 South Vapes.
Where's that at? Where's that?
Tom's River in Tuckerton, New Jersey.
Tuckerton, New Jersey, and it's what's the name of the vapes?
9 South Vapes.
9 South Vapes. That's pretty cool. I think it's still up in the air whether vapes are good for you or not, but they sure do smell good. I know when my grandfather used to smoke a pipe, and he'd have that nice cherry flavored pipe, and it would smell so good. Mm-hmm. And every time I go into a vape shop, I go, "Oh man, it smells nice in here." I hope it's good. Yeah. I hope it's good for you. I mean, if people are going to do stuff that's bad for them anyway, might as well do something that's enjoyable. Yeah. I appreciate that. So, yes, enjoy yourself. And,
also, man, shout out to Wave too. Shout out to Wave. Hopefully, they sponsor me, man. Oh. Shout out to Wave.
What's Wave?
Yeah.
What's Wave?
Wave is a vape company.
Fantastic, man. See, I hope you get a whole box of free Wave stuff right now. Come on, get that merchandise behind him.
It's a vape company from New Jersey.
Okay, you're representing your own state. I appreciate that. All right, my man. I know like I said, we haven't scratched the surface, and as time progresses,
I know. Right?
If you got stuff that you want to promote from time to time, absolutely. If you got shows that are coming out, you come on back here, man. We'll talk for a little bit. Doesn't have to be a whole hour. We already went through the where you're from, where you're at, where you're going. You
see the shirt in the background, right? You see it in the background, right?
I do. What is that?
Baby? Hold on. I got my green screen up because I'm about to film after this.
Oh, look at that. Okay. Oh, yeah, he's got his wave up there. He's already putting your merchandise out there. Wave, give him some free stuff. Throw some money at that cat. He'll do a rap about you. How about that? I'm gonna put it out to the world.
I definitely will.
That's right.
I already got a song coming called Wave. So
all right, all right. Represent, man. I appreciate that. All right. Mm-hmm. I usually finish these things off. Let's see. Give some shout outs. You've been giving some shout outs throughout the podcast. Give some shout outs to people that have helped you along the way. People on your team. Go ahead.
I want to give a shout out to Pat, my manager. Shout out to Lookout Production, Carl Siegel. Shout out to Casey, One Stop Shop Hip Hop. Shout out to Jake R. Tanner. He always mastered my records. I appreciate the love. Shout out to everybody that was behind the scenes helping. Some of them I don't even know, but shout out to them though. Shout out to everybody that really support me, that's really grinding with me on my side. It's much love, and I really appreciate y'all. You can check me out on Instagram, the official Inf Grizzy. I got a second account too, Inf Grizzy 5, but I prefer everybody to go to the official Inf Grizzy page. You can check out all my music on all social platforms. Definitely YouTube. I'd rather everybody go hit that subscribe button on my YouTube channel, Inf Grizzy, INF space GRIZZY. Go
Okay.
hit that subscribe button and show some love to my videos.
Well, I got your Facebook, your Instagram, your Twitter, your YouTube, and then about 1,000 links that I got from Casey. I'll put those all in the show notes, including your bio. So, people will really get a chance to know you and follow you around. I want to, I want you to get a bunch more stalkers. I see you have a bunch of people that are already paying attention to your YouTube. I want to see that double and triple and even more, and get into the millions. Maybe you can be just a YouTube star and make money off of that. That'd be fantastic. All right. I always finish these things off with last words for the people. This could be words to live by, something you heard a long time ago, maybe words of wisdom, maybe a mantra that you wake up with every morning. Inf Grizzy, IG, give the last words for the people.
I want to give advice to the young crowd. Stay away from people that's doing crazy stuff. Meaning getting into trouble, surrounding themselves, doing weird activities. Stay away from people that's bringing you down, that don't want to lift your spirits up. Build your own spirits up and create your own positivity background. Get a group of positive people. I guarantee y'all will win. Just remember that.
Well, there you have it, party people. Inf Grizzy. What a cool cat, huh? How about that? From a small town to a bigger town, and just singing about, rapping about things that he sees around. Man, it's nice, man. It's nice that you have the ability to see and then say and then put it out to the world. And Grizzy, you've given so much advice. You can't do it all by yourselves. Do you make your own beats? No. You source them out to people that day in and day out are working in front of a computer, moving hi-hats and 808s and little bass drums and, making sure, get that. Oh, I need a bell over here. I need something over here. It takes a lot of time to make those beats. So I'm glad that there's people around that do that. And you got the management, you got people that are helping you out, and you can focus on the creativity, on looking at trees and buildings while you're driving on the parkway on the way to work and getting that inspiration. I know there's more inspiration. There's more than just that. There's more than meets the eye. There's a whole lot to you, Inf Grizzy, and I appreciate that you took some time out and give me a talking to right here on the What Makes You Famous podcast. That's it for this edition of What Makes You Famous. Now, yes, I'm turning my attention to you. If you would like to tell your story, I encourage you to give me a call, 501-470-6386, or email keysdan@aol.com. That's it for me. It's keysdan, radiowhat.com, djlittlerock.com. Peace. I'm out of here.